Hello and welcome everyone to the 2024 summer season of the Collegiate Chess League. This is the first qualifier arena of Bughouse. So the Bughouse Championship is starting next weekend, but before we get there, you've got to qualify for it. So there's going to be 4 qualifier arenas this weekend, starting off today. In about 40 minutes, we're going to see the first arena. It's going to be an hour long. There's going to be another one later today at 1 p.m. Pacific. So that's like 3.5 hours from now, I guess. Um, and then, yeah, 2 more tomorrow at the same time. So the top 4 teams from each qualifier arena will qualify for the bracket in the playoffs next weekend. So that's going to be a 16-team bracket. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting to see who makes it and who doesn't. I think last year we had a wonder play. This year I don't think he registered. So we'll see who else could have a chance to win besides U Chicago. Although U Chicago did register, um, but they registered some newer students. We also have teams from Dartmouth. There's a strong team from Yale University. Their 2 captains, Maxime Yaskolko and Lyndon Lee. Um, and yeah, Temple had a strong team with their captain, Wikipedia, fan favorite, and Paolo. Apparently, Paolo was going to register with Reese Betancourt, but Reese, I guess, couldn't make it. So Jeffrey stepped up. So that should be a strong pairing. Hello, Shalato. Good to see you. CCL is international, so anyone is welcome to join. In fact, this tournament, we have a team from India, we have a team from Himalaya, we have a team from the UK, and there's a team from Algeria as well that registered, and Ukraine. So, yeah, we got teams from all over the world. Last regular season actually had 20 different countries represented, which was a first for us, so that's exciting. So yeah, common misconception. A lot of people think it's U.S. only because it operates out of the U.S., I guess. Uh, I guess you could argue it's U.S. friendly time zones. Um, but yes, we are open to any university that would like to compete. So yeah, we've got 30 minutes now before the arena starts. So I figured while we wait, might as well check out some of this Danya gameplay. Danya playing in Bullet Brawl right now. There's also CCT going on. There are lots of chess content for you guys to consume. I see there's a couple streamers playing in tournaments. OTB. There's a big OTB tournament coming up, actually. Um, with the Botezes that I'll actually be commentating for Nemo for. So chess fans are spoiled around the world. And we've got some Bughouse coming up too. So if you like variants, this is a great place to be. Yeah, Rosens and Beal. I mean, what a time to be a chess fan. But yeah, Danya's playing Hansen. Danya doesn't stream Bullet Brawl. Danya says that he takes Bullet Brawl quite seriously. And looks like this one should be an easy flag for the Prophet. He's got a solid double up time advantage against Hansen. Although, it looks like Hansen might have the better position. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to help him. Yeah, now White's better. White's got those. Nice check here first, unpinning his rook. And now he's going to queen next. Hansen resigns with just over half a second left on his clock. Josh, what school do you go to? Let me know. We also have an ambassador program. I would recommend that you join the CCL Discord. And if you go to the CCL Twitch account, there's a lot more links that you can find. But I will link the ambassador program page application as well. But basically, it's just chess.com/college. Pretty easy to remember. Yeah, you would get free memberships. The free merch is actually only for US schools, but in the future we plan on opening that up to more international schools. All right, so Danya is actually down on the clock and worse in position on this one. So we'll have to see if there's a miracle that he's cooking up to come back from this one. So, all right, he gets a back rank check. And now he's going to lose his knight. So I think he's going to save his... Oh, he's going for mate. Well, actually, it's not mate. White can still take on d6. Actually, the queen defends the pawn now that the knight moved. So moving the knight, defending f2 first, then taking on d6. Very nice. Scooping up an extra piece. Yeah, Daniel wants to keep the queens on, but it's going to cost him the game. He's going to get mated. So he goes down to a FIDE master. I could look at the arena standings for the bullet brawl, but instead I have the Bughouse arena standings. I wonder if I could pull up bullet brawl. I don't want to join it. I want to just look. So Josfum's in first. Daniel's in fifth. He just lost to the number 4. Okay, 48 points. An hour and a half to go. All right, so the arena link for Bug is here. It's in a private club page, so I'd be curious to know if you could actually follow it or not. But yeah, Jospum's playing. Jospum got eliminated in CCT from what I could tell. Yeah, I was the coordinator for his games. So, it was kind of unfortunate. All right, what just happened here? White was winning and then not winning. So maybe like attacking the bishop, defending the knight. Anyways, queen trade. Yeah, Danya's gonna win on time against the NM. Even if White's winning, they're not gonna win. 31 seconds. On a different platform, Danya could have berserked. Hey, lazy sat. I hope you're having a lazy sat today. My lazy sat has just begun, although I'm actually doing some work. If you consider watching Bughouse chess work, you can send messages there. Nice. So it's, I guess, public for anyone to see. All right, check. He's picking up the rook in the corner. Another check. He could trade queens. He allows the trade. There's another trade. King unpins the queen, and now we see the trade. Rook takes on d6. Double the rooks. Annoying bishops for sure. He cooks one away. Picks up another pawn. Picks up another pawn with check. Saves his g-pawn. Saves his rook. Flight square. Bishop in. Maybe wants to go to f5. Picks up the bishop with check. We see resigns. And that's the key to Danya's success, is he tries to get quick wins so that he can stack up as many games as possible. Here he's playing a sub 2K CM. You're seeing a CCL banner. Oh, that's amazing. What's the banner say? Does it say the summer season's going on and you should watch the stream? Jospim's been stuck at 70. Danya was at 48. Now he's at 53. Still in 5th place, though. Okay, Jospim just got some points, but he's not on streak. Danya's 3 points behind the FIDE Master that beat him. We're watching Bullet Brawl before the Bughouse Arena starts, so we still have another 22 minutes. I figured this would be better. Alright, Danya's got an open H-file to work with, threatening checkmate in 1 move. So that's pretty cool. And we have another resign, so Danya gets what he wants. Alright, NM the chess channel. That sounds like they make content. Anyways. Alright. Queen G4, inducing G6. We see triple isolated pawns for Danya. Queen B4 protects at least his c-pawn. Well, actually, he had 3 c-pawns. It protects one of the c-pawns. King D2, not castling. Yeah, I blame. Maybe an opportunity to rebrand. All right, Danya picks up a pawn. Ooh, that's a rook blunder. There was knight takes b3 with check. Instead, they saved the rook on their back rank from the knight and lost their other rook from Danya's rook. All right, Ramka chess. So Danya moves up to the 4th spot. He's on streak. So is I Am Terrible. Anyways, Danya's up a queen. I looked at the standings and I see he's won a queen. So that's pretty cool. White's got both their rooks though, so black is not castling. So that's interesting. It's queen versus 2 minor pieces. He's going to give up a rook in the corner just to simplify, but of course white down material doesn't want to take the rook because they would lose the bishop. Actually, that would have been checkmate. So we see the king move, rook check, and he's going to be scooping up material or trading or whatever. So he gets a resigns, wins the game, and he moves on to the next one. Now only 5 points behind third. It updated, or I misread it. It's now 9 points. But still, Danya's got the longest streak in the top 4. So, yeah, Jospim, he has more games played than Danya, only 1 extra game. But that shows they have very similar strategies. And that's kind of the strategy you need in any arena. It's not about winning, it's about winning fast. As fast as possible. And we're going to see the Bughouse Arena, how teams can do there. Also, the streaks are very important. Ooh, knight check discovery, taking advantage of the queen's pin to the rook. So if queen takes, that would have been a back rank mate. So Danya picks up a queen for rook and knight. So now it's a queen versus 2 rooks and a bishop. In theory, this would be good for white, but the king was too weak after the G file opened up, and the queen and the knight deliver that beautiful checkmate. All right, now it's Danya versus Min, who apparently beat Danya earlier in the arena. So Danya, perhaps a chance at revenge here against someone that I would call a friend of his. All right, light square bishop traded. Bishop tucks back. G3 induced by the knight. Didn't want it planted on F4. And now rook trade offered. Bishop gets hit. Ooh, allows bishop D6. But now the bishop might get trapped. It's very close to it. Bishop goes to E7. Ooh, takes on B5. Counterpunch on the knight. And now maybe Okay, there goes another pawn. Rook cutting off the queen's defense of the knight, so the knight has to go where it's safe on the a file, but that really ties down the black pieces. And look at this, the knight's smothered. Bishop scoops that up. Check forces a trade. Knight defended by the queen. Ooh, there goes the queen. All right, so Danya does get his revenge. Now he's playing Jospin. This is a big one. The #1 seed. And this is their first time playing in this arena. Jospin's not on streak, and he's not in first, actually. It's Yosef Taher, who has 8 in a row with 90 points. Danya, 7 in a row, looking to catch up to the top 3. So, what's going on in this game? All right. Looks like Danya has strong grip of the center. Nice bishop on d5. We see black breaks down that pawn anchor. And now Jose's got the bishop pair. Queen trade offered, declined. A repetition, perhaps? No. Danya wants more, but it's going to put himself in a tricky situation. He drops the c-pawn. Rook takes knight, perhaps a threat. Another pawn push. Trade, and now, yeah, Jospin's just trying to tear open this position. Blunders the h-pawn with check. Queen trade offered, declined. Another check. Another block. Another check. Another check. Is there going to be a mate? Was bishop here mate in 1? No, there was king takes. There's got to be a mate. Takes. Bishop takes. Queen mate. Dang. Jospin takes down Danya. That's awesome, Josh. Appreciate that. Yeah. Let me know what school you go to. If you can, if you want. Obviously don't have to. But would be cool to know. Anyways. Alright, Danya gets a quick win there. But yeah, losing that streak was really rough. And Yosef at 9 in a row, about to adopt the bullet brawl pool. Okay, anyways. Let me check on the Bughouse arena. We've got 14 minutes to go. So let's see how many teams we got in there. There's 7 players, so that should be at least 4 teams. Now 8 players. So I don't know who all are teammates, but I think Advait Paramano should be from Purdue. Smoldy and Delegate Fishy, I want to say, are from... They're from George Mason. Round Crown. I know Ekamp is from Texas A&M. And they're partnered with Matt Turner. So who's Round Crown? Round Crown is Ephraim from Purdue. Okay, so we have 2 Purdue teams. Ooh, Danya versus Hikaru. Oh, Indian Institute of Technology. You know, Josh, we're going to have a very exciting announcement then for you, because Collegiate Chess League actually is planning on announcing an all-Indian chess championship. So, India is the biggest country for college chess outside of the US. And so this upcoming season, we decided that India deserves their own event for universities. So you guys would actually, I believe, be eligible for both the CCL and the Indian competition, um, with its own prizes and all of that. So I actually don't think that's been publicly announced yet, but you heard it here first. So sometimes we like to give news and announcements and updates live here on stream. Um, Anywho, Hikaru took some time there. Trade. Rook takes pawn. Yeah, this is a draw. Now it's not. Oh, now it's a win. Danya beats Hikaru. Um, I looked at the wrong standings. Hold on. Where even is Hikaru on the standings? Hikaru's at 30. Oh, he only has 8. Yeah, 7.5 out of 8. So he's a late joiner, I guess. Very late joiner. But anyways. Anywho. Another quick win for Danya. Right now he's playing against Gata, the FFL. Just like the CCL, but for Gata. All right. So qualifier starts in less than 10 minutes. And looks like we've got another team joining here. K Toper. Let's see. K Toper is partnered with Sky Arisma, the ambassador from Dartmouth. So got to make sure that they get partnered up. All right, so 10 players. Sky has joined, so I assume they are partnered, which is good. So yeah, these Bughouse arenas, if you join without being partnered with your teammate, there's a chance that it'll partner you up with someone random. However, most people, I assume, have read the instructions, so should be partnered. I see Briss and Jose have joined. They're both from Arizona State. So it looks like all the players have joined in teams. There's 12 people in there, so that should be 6 teams. Only the top 4 qualify. And we will have later arenas as well. So I'm curious to know if there's any strategy of like which arenas to join or something like that. But anyways, yeah, if for whatever reason one of the teams don't partner before they join. If everyone else has partnered before joining, then that should be good enough because they would be forced to partner once the arena starts. Now, if there's two teams that don't partner, there's a chance that Jospin he doubles down on Danya. Ooh, Road to GM3000. This is Sean, another streamer. He was part of the CCL at one point, I believe. Student from William and Mary. He's since graduated. Yeah, Sean's got a decent following for sure. Strong check here. Picks up a pawn. Trades. But now queen trade forced. So down a pawn. But only down a pawn. It's the time that's the bigger worry. The computer says it's still a draw. He just lost the second pawn. But the computer's like, nah, it's a draw. Or maybe the computer's just not uploading. I would assume at this point the engine's just wrong. But look at the time. The time, I think, is the most important. Hello, Erud. Good to see you. We've got about 5 minutes before the Bughouse arena kicks off. And we've got about 6 teams. Oh, maybe more teams now. 7 teams? 8 teams. Wow. So Aman from Himalaya has joined. Gadosaurus from the UK has joined. Okay, well, I don't see their teammates, so gotta make sure that they're partnered. We don't want to take the chance that it partners non-teammates. Okay, Ishan has joined. Who is Gado's teammate? So Gadosaurus and AF Mirror. There's probably a stronger player. I would guess maybe Lyndon Lee. He's a national master from Yale. Okay. 5 minutes left. I guess we'll watch another game or two of Danya's. And then we'll focus in on the Bughouse. Andre and his teammate from Ukraine have joined. 3 minutes to go. Okay, AF Mirror has joined, so that's good. 18 players, so that's 9 teams. That's great. All right, 19 people. Okay, so there's someone missing. Am Shrek has joined. Am Shrek, I believe, is from Colby College. Um, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So this will be the last Danya game we watch. So Jeff is the highest splits. That's awesome. All right, we're up to 20 players, so that's 10 teams. Danya gets that win. We're going to unfollow Danya now. So we're going to focus in on the Bughouse Arena. I got to unfollow. Sorry, Danya. Oh, he's playing Faustino Oro. Child prodigy. But yeah, only 1 minute. So someone else is going to have to tell me how that game goes. All right, 21 player. Okay, so someone's missing now. Someone's missing. Who's missing? 40. They got 40 seconds to part. Okay, 22. All right, that guy 4 joined. All right, 11 teams. Jeff and Paulo aren't. Yeah, they don't. The teams don't necessarily have to play in this. Because there's four qualifiers, so 4 chances to qualify essentially. Not everyone can make this time, but yeah, there will be another one this same exact time tomorrow. All right, let me actually go. We have a Bughouse scene, so let's see how this works out. All right, games. Let's hope that everyone got partnered up correctly. All right, so this is apparently the top seed, Godosaurus. This is Imperial College London versus Purdue right now. All right, so queen trade on the second board. And now we've got some infiltration with the pawns. I'm not a fan of the C pawn push. Black's also push an F pawn, or perhaps there's probably a sack actually. And yeah, White's looking for some trades on board too. But can Black deliver? Yeah, queen trade in there. But now pawn on F7 blocks that hole. Yeah, Black is what I like to refer to as turtling, putting all these pawns around your king. Bishop check wins the queen. Nice tactic here from Godosaurus. So now Black has some firepower, but can they get an initiative is the thing. White is the one that's attacking. Maybe bishop on c5. Oh, knight drop on c5. Really defensive here from Black, just trying to stay safe. London looks to be up on time, but a strong pawn being dropped on d3. Now there's a knight coming to c2 with a fork, just picking up that rook. A queen drop on f5, attacking f2 and g5. White doubles down with the bishop pair on the same diagonal, but also defends f2. So we see a question on h6. This could weaken some light squares, but I like this move, forcing this trade. And now probably you take back with a knight, if I had to guess, but maybe with the pawn. They are up time. Looks like they're sitting. They're waiting for something, right? The ratings, yeah, it's possible the ratings are provisional. I'm not sure. These could be their blitz ratings. All right, so Gatto just drops the pawn on d2. Kind of blocks in this bishop, but wins the bishop on e4. All right, knight develops with a tempo. Knight takes that, so that frees up this bishop to move. Knight could come back to c2 whenever. Ooh, fork. Okay, that's going to win the queen. Knight takes probably is what you'd want to do. And, okay, not taking... Ooh, that's going to win the queen. That's actually forced mate. So now it's up to Mirror. AF Mirror has to win in the next like 10 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen. Wow. Yeah, I was really expecting queen takes e2, bishop takes, king takes. But no, the king decided that they'd rather retake on d1. And yeah, there goes Imperial College goes down. So really nice. And when you get mated like that and you start to think you're down on time, it's actually part of the match strategy to want to resign actually because it's an arena. So you want to get the quick wins. All right. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, some people did get random partners, so that is very unfortunate. I'm good, Blue Pengu. How are you? Okay, so that my fear came true. Teams got partnered randomly. That's what happens. Um anyways. All right, so Briss and Jose from Arizona State versus AD and that guy. Adam and that guy. Who is that guy? They're from, this is the U Chicago team. Okay, so ASU versus U Chicago. And looks like we've got some lower rated players. This is actually a very balanced team in terms of rating. There's a queen on the board that just got promoted, but the rook scoops that up. That pawn was going to drop anyways. Lots of weaknesses for white on board too, and they're down on time as well. So this should look good for ASU. There's a check. Knight probably is. Oh, that's a discovered double check. This should be really good for ASU. So let's see if they can convert. Yeah, weak king though for Jose, so that could be detrimental. There was a rook in the corner that could have been snagged. Pawn fork though, that's even stronger. That's gonna pick up a queen. Both teams, all four players, less than 30 seconds. Now there's a queen checking, picking up a rook. Some pawn drop, I'm sure, for white. We could see ASU get flagged. Okay, heavy pieces dropping in. There's got to be a mate. Probably a rook drop. Oh, queen here, not with check. Ooh, but white has this covered. Don't take with the bishop. Oh, you get mated. King moves. Oh my goodness. The queen coming in with mate. U Chicago with 1 second on the clock gets the buzzer beater. Black dropped a knight. That's what happens when you don't place with check. A rook check either square. You would vacate this c7 square with check queening, and then the queen could drop on c7. You don't want to drop the queen here. You want to drop with check or mate. So that allowed black to drop the knight with check. White really needed to take with either the knight or the rook, because you would leave the bishop here guarding against a queen drop. Instead, the king moved, leading to queen dropping here. If the king went to e2, that would have been safer. Perhaps a knight. No, that was covered, but yeah. Really crazy comeback game there. Last second. All right, let's look at here. Let's look at this. These are two teams that we haven't looked at so far. Advait and Power Mono from Purdue, I believe. versus Amshrek and Alfie. These are the players from Colby College. I know, I think they're both ambassadors actually from Colby. All right, so a minute for all 4 players. Let's see what's going on here. Knight drops with an attack on the queen and on g2. That's going to be a strong attack for black, but white did drop attacking the queen. So we're going to see a queen trade, I'm sure. Yeah, strong pawns here for white. Down to 30 seconds. That was a very long think from white. Decides to go queen h3. Rook takes and king in the corner. Another rook check, forcing rook takes. Is this going to be good enough? Oh, there's just mate. Or they resigned. Surprised they didn't play that out and take. So that moves Advait and Power Mono up to first. Let's check on the Dartmouth team. They're playing against ASU. This is interesting. I'm watching the lower board as the main board. I'm hoping the Texas A&M team can get it figured out. It looks like... Actually, I can't tell if they can rejoin or not. This looks right. I mean, they're playing. So hopefully it got sorted. All right. Yeah, do I watch this or I stick with Dartmouth? Okay, bishop with check. Yeah, kind of a open king here. Pawn drop. White's king also could be vulnerable. This king is surely mated. Anything would be good. White has a bishop in hand. This knight doing the Lord's work, guarding these dark squares. And Briss from ASU thinking, low on time, but up on the clock compared to Sky. Knight drops with check, king in the corner. Where's your knockout? Pawn drops with check, very forcing. You're going to get a knight in with check on h5. That's a fork. That's going to pick up the rook. You would love another... I guess you could have dropped the diagonal. Ooh, queen trade. That's going to help white on the ASU board. King moves and queen drop. Oh, pawn drop. That's got to be forced mate. It's just got to be. Queen drop, king here. Check. But then there's a block. So queen dropped here instead. Here and now knight check should do it. Oh, I guess the knight's hanging. That's mate in 2 though. Oh, but Sky gets the mate with the rook. That's huge. I think Briss was a little slow. I think Briss could have done it. But Dartmouth gets a big point there. Nice. Okay, we've got Smoldy playing against the Himalaya College. Ishan and Aman. What's up, Brody? Good to see you. Welcome. No Bughouse team for Brody this year. Guy's taking an off season. Perhaps. Look at all these knights. Pawn takes, opens up this king. I would take black in this position for sure. But look at the clock. Aman is going to get flagged. Aman's got to move. He's moving the knight with a discovery. King moves. A queen would be mate. Pawn drop, but there goes the knight. Pawn stopped by the knight drop. Bishop hits the rook. Yeah, round crown's just going to try to flag him on. Yeah, throwing pieces away. There's the flag. All right. Who are we looking for? Is this this is Texas A&M versus Arizona State? A fork picking up the rook in the corner. Eli with the white pieces. Maybe get the knight out of the corner. Black has a queen and a knight actually, but this king looks pretty safe here in the center. But black's going to start with a check. Pawn dropped. This king has quite the defense around him. You couldn't team with Chuck? Well, Chuck's not a college student, right? Maybe team chess? Okay. Yeah, I think that would be fun. All right. Yeah, white did get the knight out. Putting the bishop here, the knight takes. See, there's a knight check. So this king is on the run. The knight is falling. There's another check. Now we can take this guy with check. Pawn with check. King can run away. Ooh, takes is so risky. Takes is very interesting because there's a bishop block. Also, the knight's hanging now. So I don't think you could take, but yes, this drop is good. It's also a skewer. So now what do we want to do? Knight moves with check. Don't take that because of this. So you go backwards, yes. Pawn drops. That's a very nice check. Again, king can go back. If you take, then queen takes. It's kind of GG. Another pawn drop. King tucks back here. Queen comes all the way over. Pressure here, but no more knights to drop. So this is hanging. That's hanging. Takes, but rook check is going to pick up the queen. Black started their attack. Rook drop. King here. Only legal move. And luckily, there's no mate because this rook opens up. That is a free rook, but that's going to give white ample opportunity to get in. Maybe queen here. That would be mate in one, actually. Wow. Wow. White had mate in one with a queen drop and missed it, took something, and got mated themselves. So, Eli, big blunder. That's like, actually, in terms of chess, instead of playing mate in one and getting mate in one is as big a blunder as you can make. All right. Here we've got the London College. Advait and Power Mono are 5 out of 5. They're perfect. Dartmouth gets a big win, beating them. I want to tune in with the Kharkiv school from Ukraine. We haven't watched them yet. So Andriy and Precedencer. Am I playing in the 24-hour Blitz Arena? No. Chuck's a professor. Unfortunately, wouldn't count for Bughouse. Aiden Dang, thanks for the follow. Welcome. All right, so knight didn't want to take, just tucking the king back. I guess any diagonal would be mate, but they were down on time. Wow, that would have been crazy. Pawn place, check. So weak king. I see the Ukraine players are talking to each other in the chat in their own language, so I cannot read it. But definitely a hindrance if they have to communicate through text. Preferably, you would be able to communicate over a call like Discord. Why use the pawn? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Both these players are 1600. Bishop takes potentially could have ruined the structure, but perhaps covering this from the queen. Queen check, pawn block, pawn check, bishop check, has to block. I would have considered maybe taking on f3 a little earlier when this pawn was pinned. You would have hit the rook. So now this king is actually a little bit safer now. Any heavy piece would have been checkmate there, but I guess it wasn't coming. Ooh, but the queen, I mean, white was trying for it, but it didn't come, and maybe they didn't have enough time. They're a little down on time. So we see the bishop trade, king takes. Yeah, they're down like 2 seconds, 3 seconds maybe. Stray Panda. This is the George Mason team. All right, so knight check. Lots of material for Andriy. Can he find some conversion? Queen takes, maybe a little slow. Maybe needed to start with like bishop h3 check or something. Ooh! Knight check, king gets mated. Yeah, probably queen sack for that knight was needed at that point. But black had so much material in hand, including a queen. I think maybe they could have gotten something. Like queen takes knight, pawn takes. You wish you had a knight that you could drop, but you just don't. But maybe like a bishop on h3 could lead to something. Maybe. King would take the pawn maybe, but queen to g2 then would be really strong. Anyways, what could have been? Low on time as well. All right. Dang, the Purdue team still undefeated, 6 out of 6. We're at the 40-minute mark, so 20 minutes have gone by. Maybe we just keep an eye on them. Where are they? Speaking of them, are we waiting for them to get paired or something? Actually, let me just click on. Maybe they're waiting. We could watch maybe the second team. Okay. So Alfie and Amtrak from Colby playing against the George Mason team that we saw just beat the Ukraine team. Hello, PKR. Good to see you. All right, open G file for white. All right, Wesh, you can mute me. I'm commentating a tournament right now, so that's kind of what's going on right now. All right, black's trying to get in on the light squares. Queen takes, attacks the other pawn. I think black would love a diagonal piece to put on g4, protect the pawn, but no. Dropping the knight, this does fork the queen and the bishop. White could threaten checkmate, by the way. Actually, they have another knight. Ooh, but looks like this is a strong... I mean, black should just sack the bishop. Ooh, they sack the other way. And now white can pick up this rook, which could be really helpful. Okay, bishop here is a really strong defensive move. Knight here, not taking the rook, but trapping the queen. Strong move here from the George Mason team. And they're up a ton of time as well, actually. Knight sacks on g7. Oop. Bishop attacks the queen. So yeah, black has a queen in hand. You don't even need to take this, actually. Bishop here just threatening queen on h1 mate. Yeah, never taking the knight. So king very safe. Bishop drop, only move pretty much. Takes, king takes. Probably could drop a pawn here. Okay, so Temple has joined. Yeah, White's looking for some trades. And they're up time too. They can sit for the material. Am I in a call? Do you hear people, Brody? I'm talking to the chat and from my personal channel. So hopefully that explains it, I guess. All right, next game. Are we following the George Mason team? I wanna follow Advait, Power Mono. They haven't been beaten yet, so yeah, they're 7 out of 7. George Mason looks like they're good for second place, 5 out of 6. You do hear people? Is it possible I have another stream open or something? Hi, Gerbs. Thanks for the sub. Are you trolling me, Brody? I think Brody's trolling me. Yeah, tomorrow. All right, Brody's forced me to put headphones in. Thank you for appreciating Gerbs, PKR. We might have to do that IRL. All right, what do we got going on? A little standoff here. The Purdue team was up on time, so they were happy to sit, forcing a move from the London team. Knight check comes with a fork. There's another knight drop if you want it. I blame. Thanks for appreciating Gerbs. OG homie Gerbs. All right, so the knight did drop pawn check, king here. You have another knight check. What's going on here? That would force the king here. King h3. And now we wish this pawn wasn't here, but instead we drop a bishop here. I'm curious why we don't put the bishop here, but okay. And now this knight cannot well, yeah, there's no double check because the pawn's in the way. And now actually Paramano's down a lot of time. So peculiar. I haven't been looking at this board. Queen sacks for the rook. Is that gonna help? Black. They do drop the rook. I don't know if that's good. Takes? Knight takes with the discovery, but the king can take. There's also pawn takes. Knight check, king in the corner. Queen, but I mean, yeah, maybe queening earlier was better. Like, much better. I think this could be their first loss. This Purdue team. But AF Mirror has not started moving. Why not? I guess this pawn's annoying, huh? So what's going on over here? Knight takes, king takes. Godosaurus. Can they get the win? Maybe Godosaurus told his teammate, like, hey, just stop moving. Rook check. Come on. Trade off here. No, use the rook to checkmate. If you're telling your teammate not to move, I mean, he's going to pick up some pawns with check. But he's not going to get a mate with just the queen. And the pieces are going to start flooding in, actually. Yeah, so he's forced to move now. Knight check. Fork. Another check. Now it's an absolute race right now. Rook check. Oh my god. Paramano might just get a checkmate. He's frozen. They're both frozen. They're both sitting. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, he's got mate next. Wow. So resigns. Incredible. Or I guess he needed yeah, they were up time still. Up by 2 seconds. So the Purdue team gets their first loss of the match, and the UK team delivers them their first loss. So 30 minutes left. We're at the halfway point. Why is Brody rooting for the UK? Do you not like George Mason? Or sorry, Purdue? Purdue is like your neighbor. Ooh, here we go. Here's the Temple team. We've got Jeffrey Connell, ambassador, captain, and more for Temple, Wikipedia. And Blue Panda 1 versus the George Mason team, who are in second place. So what's going on here? I like black. This looks annoying, but okay, knight hits the rook. Now hits with tempo. And we're not able to take back with a heavy piece. But I guess we're afraid of taking because, well, we're going to get checked a lot. So I'm wondering if queen d7 was the best place to go. I'm not really sure. But okay. Knight dropped on e1, just covering some light squares, I guess. But this knight's trapped. So h6 scoops that up, takes. f6 is a really weak square. You could consider dropping something there. All right, check, trade. Takes here. Knight moves with the discovery. Heads up. Ooh, knight dropped here instead. Knight here. Trade. Rook takes. There's bishop here pinning. Bishop here to guard this dark square. Takes, and now you can take with something. I guess takes with bishop because you don't want to have something hit with tempo against the queen. Trade, and now this knight trying to box out this bishop. This king got lured out a little bit. And yeah, now black defending. So white now has an opportunity. They step up the queen. I don't know why it keeps moving me off the board. All right, pawn drop. Attacks the knight. Maybe knight here. Pawn attacking this. Where did the queen go? How did white pick up a queen? Wow, bishop here and just sack for it, I guess. Knight hits the queen back. Queen sack back. Saying go ahead and take. I'm going to lure you out. So let's see. Can white endure? There's going to be a knight drop. King steps up, attacking said knight. Bishop drops, saying go ahead, take the knight, see if I care. Knight here, king here. Okay. Bishop, maybe. Bishop, yes. King takes. There's pawns that can drop. Okay. Bishop's going to take here with check. Unless you go here, there's another pawn that's going to come in. Oop, pawn. Yep. You're going to take that with check. Ooh, actually, maybe taking here was best. Okay, well, check and then bishop takes. This should be checkmate. Or we'll just wait for a pawn. But you are up time. So GMU, yeah, knight drop here. GG. That just about does it. All right. So we got Purdue now versus Ukraine. Oh, that's why, Brody. Okay, I got you. Thanks, Gerbs. You're gonna hear it in person soon. I was gonna say something. I was gonna give you a nice compliment back, but I gotta remain professional. I'm streaming on a couple channels right now. So, all right. Anyways, let's look at the standings. So Purdue's still in first. The London team actually is in second now. They've passed George Mason, and they're on a streak of 6 in a row, which is wild considering they must have lost their first 10 in a row. Because they're 6 out of 10. So that's kind of wild, actually. Maybe they're learning the rules. Actually, Purdue got their second loss. I think they must have lost 2 in a row. Because they started off 7 out of 7. And the George Mason team must have also lost. Maybe the London team beat both the top seeds or the top 2 teams. And they just won again. So they're actually tied for first and 7 in a row. So huge for them. They could be taking the top seed. So, yeah, the seeding is important because that determines who you will play in the bracket. The higher your seed, in theory, the lower your opponents should be. Although, well, yeah, I would say if you qualify in this arena at like 4th place, for example, it might be tough because maybe some of the stronger teams later on will play in the later arenas. Nice checkmate there. So Purdue goes back on top by 1, and now they're playing against the Dartmouth team. So let's see. Solid opening, and now we have the sacrifice. Bishop takes, knight coming in, and now White's going to wait for some material here, and they're going to get it. They got a bishop. I would totally drop the bishop with check. Yeah, G6. This is not a Bughouse move that you really want to make. Now getting some more. Yeah, pawn drop first. King here's forced. Bishop drop. King here's forced. Bishop check is a skewer. Should win the rook. But instead promotes. Now you have your choice of which piece you want to take. Takes this guy. So yeah, taking the knight first. Black's going to try to entomb this bishop, but that's okay. Bishop's job is pretty much done. I would consider a4. Bishop here, king back. I mean, you could take here if you want, but okay. Knight in first. A little attack over here. Queen steps up. What's going on over here? Yeah, this should be a clean win for Purdue. That we can take. We have this covered enough times. Oops. Okay, London College now in first place. They're at 8 in a row. So they're looking for that top seed. I'm going to take the headphones back off because Brody trolled me. Ooh, that's a fork. That's going to win the queen. So yes. Those diagonal pieces coming in clutch. Ooh, bishop sack. A heavy piece would be mate. Drop a bishop here. Actually, yeah, bishop here, king takes, knight mate. Wait, oh, knight mate there. Yes, didn't need the heavy. Already had it in hand. So that puts Purdue back on top, but by only 1 point. So maybe we watch. Yeah, wow. Wikipedia got mated by Godosaurus. So the Temple team can't beat London. All right, who else can we watch here? I'm drawn back to Ukraine. It's Ukraine versus Colby College. Actually, let me look at the standings. So we know who the top. Yeah, Colby College is in third. all three of the top teams are in streak, and London's back on top. They're at 9 in a row. Looking to get 10 in a row. Purdue in second with their streak starting up again, 2 in a row. Colby with 4 in a row. Colby's looking to get 5 in a row if they can beat Ukraine. It looks like they are the rating favorite. But how are they doing? So, okay, lots of dark square control here for white. You could trade queens if you want. I mean, I don't see why. Lots of material in hand on this board. Okay, knight here, definitely not the move. I don't know what the thought process was there. But there goes a queen. So that's not good for Ukraine. And that is good for Colby. So queen in hand for white. Yeah, and this is not a very safe king. The king's getting lured out now. King takes. There probably is a mate, actually. Yeah, with the knight. If you go back, a diagonal is mate. So that's GG. Colby's just waiting to find the pawn. All right, there it is. So they're at 5 in a row. Okay, I really want to see the number 1 team and the number 2 team. And that's actually what's happening right now. So here we go. Purdue versus London. Rematch. Number 1 versus number 2. This is what we want to see. Really dead even on the clock right now. London, their move. Still developing for white. We're catching this game early. Queenside castle. And now we see the queenside pawn storm ensuing, starting with a4. Immediately stopped with a counter. Bishop a5 is a pin, but now pawn at b5. Gonna kick the light square bishop away. Bishop d2 breaks the pin on the knight. We see some reinforcement here placed, but maybe a pawn on c5 if white were to get it. But instead, bishop comes out, attacking the queen instead. Pawn takes, counterattack. Bishop comes back to d2. King tucks away in b8. That's going to guard the a8 square from potential rook checks. Bishop a3 hits the queen. Tries to take some dark squares. And now white has a pawn they can put on c5. I would totally do it. And they do. Down a little bit of time is London. Or no, this is Purdue actually that we're watching. Okay, queen takes. Knight check. That's a fork. Bishop decides to take. So keeping the pawn structure intact. So white lost a pawn in that transaction, but in return, they get initiative. So bishop drops, attack on the queen, and now knight a6, forcing that pawn to take. So white is really trying to pry open this king. Look at this. Rook at b7. Bishop check. You might have to give up the queen here. You might have to. Otherwise, the rook was going to drop. Knight check. So lots of materials getting exchanged here. Bishop would be monstrous for white. Let's see what's happening over here. We see a rook trade. Ooh, and there's the bishop. Or was that rook takes bishop? Check. How is this not mate? Where's the mate here, folks? This knight's hanging. The knight can take here, but the bishop would be hanging. There's knight takes here. Knight discovery. Opening up the bishop. Double check. The knight's hanging, but there's going to be mate. There has to be. The queen's involved now. King takes his only legal move. It's a double check. Advate, bringing out all this. Actually, queen here is just mate in 1. So it's up to board 2. Can they survive? Oh, they can't. They have to resign. It's mate in 1 with the rook on g8. So given up too much material. I was too ensnared by Advate's attack that I didn't realize his teammate was getting attacked. So yes, knight on f8, bishop on h7, combined with the rook about to land, or a knight on f7 actually. So Wow, those players can surely attack, and that's going to be 10 in a row for the London team. Also stopping the streak of the second place team. So that is huge for them, for sure. All right, this is the third seed. Actually, no, it's not. Sorry. So George Mason wins against Texas A&M. Okay, here we go. This is the third seed. Colby versus Temple. Looks like Colby's down a lot of time on both boards, actually. So, in theory, should be good for Temple. Yeah, so pawn push, worried about a rook getting into h1. So the king has a square to go to. Knight hits the queen and the rook. Yeah, Alfie's just going to get flagged. Wait, knight check? Oh my goodness. Bishop takes. Okay. Everything's dropping now. Can black get a checkmate here? I don't think so. So Colby's actually going to lose their streak to, yeah, this is mate. Rook here. Or knight here. All right, GG. Jeffrey gets the mate on his board. Temple is going to take down Colby, ending their streak, who are in third place. So 15 minutes left. That should be time for like 3 more games or so, perhaps. So it looks like London College should be able to clinch first. Purdue really had that last chance, but they lost them twice now. The question is, can anyone else get top 4? So George Mason with 2 in a row. They're in that number 4 spot, but they're only 2 points. Oh, but they just won another one. That actually puts them past Colby. So let's find a game here. Let's dive right in. All right, this is that Ukraine team at the number 5 spot. They're trying to get in to the top 4 to qualify. And they're playing the strong Purdue team. Yeah, Purdue wins. That's a checkmate on board too. And now Ukraine is playing George Mason. So this is a big matchup for them. We can stay tuned in for this one. Yeah, I would recommend if the Ukraine team doesn't qualify in this arena, but they make it, they try to qualify in another one, I would recommend to them to join like a voice call so they can talk easier. Because right now they're talking through the game chat, which is going to be tough. I like this attack from Stray Panda. They just need a bishop or a pawn. So fianchettos are tough. That's another piece of advice from me. Maybe don't fianchetto because you're going to create some weaknesses. Precedencer's looking good though. Solid development and a weak white king to play against. But yeah, it looks like they're down on time. Don't give this check. Bishop check maybe. All right, there it is. Maybe hoping for a blocker here. Black can take this bishop. So yeah, the rook is here. Bishop drop, probably just take that. Yeah, that bishop is going to get replaced. So queen would be mate. Yeah, white. Oh, queen trade is happening. Or it's a fork. Yeah. Black cannot afford to trade the queens here on this first board. The clocks are almost dead even. I think George Mason's up by a second. So they're going to wait. They're going to wait because black's going to be forced to move. And now white wins a free bishop. And look at this. Look at all 4 bishops on light squares. Any heavy piece now for black is mate. So look at the rook trades. This offers to just give up a whole rook, but cannot afford. Knight here takes, trying to alleviate. Yeah, queen here. I mean, the queen's going to get trapped. And again, George Mason's up time. So, yeah, that's going to do it. Actually, that's a fork. Look at that. If you save the queen, queen can sack for the rook. That's GG. You should just resign and move on to the next one, because how much time's left? 11 minutes? Standings? Yeah, London College, 11 in a row now. Ooh, hold up. Hold up. Upset alert. Purdue on a streak of 3. Did they just take down the top seed? The London team? I missed it. Wow, that is humongous. Purdue, in the last 10 minutes, they take down Imperial College of London to take their spot and take their streak. So they're on a streak of 3, and they just passed Imperial College, and now they're playing against the U Chicago team. So Purdue not going easy at the end of this one. That puts Imperial College of London in 2nd spot. We've got George Mason in 3rd and Colby in 4th. Only 1 point difference. I think it's pretty safe to say, though. I don't think Ukraine in number 5. I don't think they're making up 9 points in the last 10 minutes. So it looks like we have our top 10 figured out. Or sorry, not our top 4 from this first qualifier. And we're going to be just watching these last 10 minutes to see how exactly these standings shake out, because both teams are very close. Number 2 is only 2 points behind number 1. Number 4 only 1 point behind number 3. So any of those 2 teams could swap. I don't think number 3 could catch number 2. So, yeah, it's all up to the standings now at this point. And a reminder, we will have another arena in about 2 hours. So we will be back. The teams that didn't qualify in this one will have a chance in the next one. Okay, knight drop. That's huge for white because there's a queen in hand as well. Queen's going to be landing on f7 here. There it is. King has to go to one of these 2 squares. Goes here. And now we could see a bishop drop. What else? You would love another queen. That'd be mate in 2. Black's getting in as well, it seems. Wow, a knight check. Knight sacrifice. Bishop check. A bishop here would be great. I guess that's happening. There's a block with a pawn. Yeah, I don't know if I saw the vision with the knight check. I guess it didn't matter. Alright, so Purdue gets another big win. They're advancing their lead ahead of Imperial College. Oops. They're playing U Chicago now. Brody, even the players from London aren't playing the London. They're playing the Italian. So, I don't know what you have to say about that. Love this opening for white. Philidor. Very passive. You can take on e5. Oh, sack. Love that. Knight check. Bishop check. This knight defends knight check. If we put a knight here, we'd be threatening knight d5 mate. Instead, pawn here is curious. threatening knight here, actually. Big threat. Knight here defends and attacks. There's a queen on the board now. Pawn takes. Yeah, I mean, I would consider just developing the knight, you know. Now lots of pressure on this bishop. Knight check is gonna force a trade. Queen check. What's happening on the other board? I have to see it. Queen drop. There it is. Beautiful coordination there from the UK team. George Mason beat Colby. That's actually huge for the standings. Yeah, so George Mason, that's going to lock in their number 3 spot. I'm going to call it. They're on streak. They end the Colby team streak. Colby's still happy to qualify, but that number 4 seed, I'm going to be scared to see who they're going to play. They're going to play a number 1 seed from a later arena, so I don't think we've seen the strongest teams play yet. Actually, UK is only 1 point behind Purdue. So what's happening there? Is the Purdue team stuck? They're playing Texas A&M. So this looks good for Purdue on both boards. Looks like both kings are getting lured out. But Eli has all the material and drops a knight. This could be a switch up here. Turnaround. Bishop drop. Bishop takes, though, actually. Actually, you don't even have to... Well, you don't have any pieces in your hand. You're up time, though. So I guess this king is mated. So they're just stalling it out, actually. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. We're covering the first Bughouse qualifier arena. Yeah, I guess Texas A&M is stalling it. They could just resign. So that's going to give a chance for the UK team to catch up. I'm good. How are you? Okay, so UK got a Saurus. Wow, queen takes bishop. Was it really worth it? What's happening over here? This George Mason team going all out. Pawn drop gets a queen with check. Black can block. Don't block here. There's going to be a knight drop, so it drops here instead. Makes sense. Queen comes all the way back out here. Interestingly. I would consider maybe bring the knight, or this queen. Like keeping this bishop pinned. So, okay, king g8 here. Yeah, bishop is super strong. Look at all this material that George Mason has. I don't really know what's going on in this game. Clocks are pretty even. Pawn here is very annoying, so this rook's going to be gone. Check on the standings. Okay, so Purdue won their game, which is good. So 3 minutes to go. I do not think the UK can catch them, even if they win this one. How's Hannah doing? I saw she's playing a CM. Okay, bishop f6 defends the rook, but you still lose it nonetheless. Knight here. Bishop here, so guarding all these dark squares. Knight takes, rook takes. Pawn looks to be queening. Honestly, the UK team's not looking too great on their second board. Queen pins the knight. Maybe pawn here. Yep. Maybe pawn push. Queen takes with check. Oh, whoa. Takes here. I mean, give the check first, but now, yeah, bishop block. Guess you got to take... I mean, you could take with check, then take... Okay, you take the rook. Okay. What's the time situation looking like? Yeah, UK is down on time actually. Oh, she got in time trouble. White has this queen. They're gonna drop on h6, but they're down on time. So maybe this guy can win first. Knight drop? Oh, but there's no knight. They need a knight, but they're not gonna get it. King takes? Then you're gonna get mated actually. Actually, yeah, black can't move. They're mated in 1. And now they're up on time. Wow. So the king finally got... Yeah, Godosaurus was playing well. For sure. Stray Panda couldn't find any knockout. So this game's over now. Nice. All right, so 1 minute to go in the tournament. Purdue up by 5. They take back their #1 spot. Oh my goodness. George Mason and Colby, they're tied. I didn't think Colby could pass them, but they did. Are they playing right now? This is Round Crown versus Smoldy. Melt like butter. Thanks for the follow. Wait, so who are these people again? Oh, they're from Purdue. Well, the Purdue team could help out their teammates, their other teammates. No, these games aren't going to count. So, yeah, Colby in the last minute passed George Mason for that #3 spot. The arena's winding down now. Yeah, I recommend Bughouse. Bughouse is very fun. All right, so congrats. We've got the top 4 here. So Purdue with the top spot. Let me update these standings here. A1. Second place, Imperial College of London. A2. Third place is Colby College. And fourth place is George Mason. All right, so that is the first Bughouse Qualifier Arena of the summer in the books. And stay tuned because we have 3 more to go. There's going to be 1 in 2 hours from now, so I'll be back for that. And then there's going to be 2 more tomorrow at the same time, same times as today. So that's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Pacific. All right. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And yeah, we'll be back. Thanks for watching. I blame. Let's find someone to raid. There's lots of options. I'm going to go get lunch, go grab a snack, and then I'll be back in 2 hours. Maybe sooner, actually, because we can watch the players trickle in. We had a lot of players, 24 players, so I guess it's 12 teams. So yeah, even if the teams didn't qualify in this arena, they can play in the next one. The teams that qualified now cannot play in other arenas. So they're done. They're going to be playing again next weekend during the playoff bracket. So congrats to the top 4 and good luck to the remaining teams. And we're going to see some newer teams as well that couldn't make it on this one. So exciting to see. All right. Who to raid now? Who to raid? Lots of options. I mean, let's just raid chess.com because they're doing CCT. Well, actually, I'll raid chess.com with the CCL account. Maybe there's another channel that I can raid from my mainstream. Who are we thinking? Should I just raid chess again? Oh, chess doesn't allow me to raid them. Wow. All right. Maybe we raid Key Whiskey. Kira. She raided us recently. So yeah, we'll raid her back. All right, take care, everyone. Thanks again, and I will see you all back in 2 hours or so. All right, bye.